Hey there, people. This is lesson 22. This is your math helper for lesson 22. And we are going to today be dividing multi-digit, like 2 or 3 or 4 digit dividends by 2 digit divisors. And we're going to start getting multi-digit quotients. So instead of a quotient, being just 8 or 6, we're going to start getting quotients that are 32 or 20 or 68 or whatever. Okay, so multi-digit quotients. And we have kind of a new process that we're going to be doing, or altering the process just a little bit. One more thing to think about as far as how to divide. And we're going to start. I have 3 problems for you, and we'll talk about them as we go. Okay. So the first one we're going to do is, oh, that's a 9. Sorry, excuse me. 590, and we're going to divide that by 17. And if I go ahead and put that into my standard algorithm, and I have 590 divided by 17. What I want to do is I'm going to start by just taking a look here at the first digit here of my whole. And I'm going to say, well, I have 5 hundreds, right? That's what that represents. I have 5 hundreds, okay? And I can't split 5 up into 17 groups without regrouping something and then having some issues. So instead of using my 500ths, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to now expand that over, and I'm going to use what I have here, which would be 59. And that 59 represents 59 tens, right? Because this is my tens column, and I have 59 tens here. And I can go ahead and I can divide that by 17. But what we would do is normally now we would estimate. I want to round and estimate just like I have been. So I'm going to take my 17. And I'm going to put that, sorry, I'm going to put the 17. I'm going to take my 17 and I'm going to put that into 20. Okay, I'm going to make that 20. And my 59, I can round that and make that 60, right? Because that would work. But instead of just being 60, I have 60 what? I have 60 tens, right? Okay, awesome. So essentially what I have here is I have 600 divided by 20, or 60 tens divided by 20. And that goes in and it gives me 3, right? 20 into 60, 20, 40, 60. It gives me 3 groups or 3 tens, okay? And so since it's 3 tens, now when I go ahead and put it back into my equation over here, I'm going to put it in the 3 above the 9 in the tens column because it's 3 tens, right? And now I estimated that, and I estimated that quotient of just this part of the equation to be 3. And so now I have 3 groups of 17. I need to find out what 3 groups of 17 is. So I'll take 17 and multiply it just by 3, and I have 7 times 3 is 21. Carry my 2, and 3 and 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So I have 51. And so I'll put that 51 down here. I have 51 tens. 59 minus 51, that leaves me with 8 tens. Okay, awesome. Now, can I take my 8 tens and divide that by 17? I can't. I need to regroup this. I need to make that, instead of 8 tens, I'm going to make it 81s. Awesome. And so now I have 81s. And I'm going to divide that by my 17. Well, same thing. I'm going to try, I'm not just going to just do it, I'm going to try and round and estimate. So I have 17, I'm going to turn my 17 into 20, and so I'll do 81s divided by 20. And that's going to get me, well, 20, 40, 60, 80, that's 4. And that's 4 ones. And so I'm going to put that 4 ones, I'm going to put that into my ones. And I'm estimating 34. So how many is 4 groups of 17? Well, let's do that. 17 and 4 groups. So 4 and 20 is 28. And 4 and 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So I get 68. And if I pop that in and find the difference between those two, well, I got to borrow. Okay, 7. And I'm bringing that 10 minus 8 is 2, and 7 minus 6 is 1. So I have a remainder of 12. So I have 34 with a remainder of 12. And now I definitely want to check my answer and make sure I got this correct. So I have 34 groups of 17. So I'm going to take 34, I'm going to multiply it by 17. 7 times 4, so it's 28. carry my 2. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 21 is 21, 22, 23. 1 times 4 is, or 10 times 4 is 40. And 10 times 3, there's 3, sorry, 300. And I'm going to add those up. I got 8, I got 7, I got 5. 578, which is not 590. But I also need to make sure that I'm putting in my remainder. I had a remainder of 12. And 8 and 2 is 0. Carry my 1. 7, 8, 9. And I get 590, which is exactly what I had in my original whole. And so that shows me that my answer is complete. What we did here was we began with 570, or sorry, excuse me, we began with 590 divided by 17, and we said instead of just doing the whole 590, let's just do the 5. Let's just take a look at the 5. Can't do it, so let's just take a look at the 59, and we did 59 tens divided by 17, which we rounded and estimated as 60 tens divided by 20, which gave us 3 tens. We took those 3 tens, we put them in, and then we multiplied 17 times 3 to get a quotient, or 17 times 3 tens to get a quotient of 50, to get a product of 51. I then found the difference between 59 and 51 to be 8, or 8 tens. Then I regrouped and brought down my 0 and made that into 81s. And then we did 81s divided by 17. 81s divided by 17, we rounded and estimated to get 4 ones. We took that 4 and we put it in. And then we multiplied 4 times 17 to get a product of 68 and found our difference to be 12. So we said that we have a remainder of 12, 34 with a remainder of 12. We did the math on that to make sure everything matched up, and it sure did. And so we can definitely check this one off as being a correct answer. Let's try that again. Problem 2 is 887. We're going to divide that by 27. Same thing. Let's just start putting it into the standard algorithm. And let's start off by saying to ourselves, we have 8 hundredths, okay? 8 hundredths. I can't divide 8 hundredths by 27 without regrouping. But I can do 88 tens. So let's try that out. We're going to do 88. It's a funny way of doing it. 88 tens divided by 27. We're going to go ahead and round and estimate like we normally would. We would turn 27 into 30. And I would do something easy. I would do 30 would go into 90 pretty well, right? So 90 tens. 30, 60, 90. That gives me 3. And that's going to be 3 tens. So once again, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it over into here. It's 3 tens, so it's going to go in the tens column above the tens, and it's going to be 3. So now I need to find out how many 3 groups of 27 is. So take 27 and multiply it by 3, and 21, and 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And so I have 81 tens, and so I'll put that down here. 81 tens, and I got to find my difference, and 8 minus 1 is 7, and so I'm left with 7 tens. I can't do 7 tens divided by 27 without regrouping, so I need to go ahead and regroup. I need to bring down my other 7 here, which is 77 ones, and so now I have 77 ones. And I'm going to divide that by 27. Once again, I'm going to round and estimate. 27 is going to go to 30. 77 ones, let's bring it down to 60. Let's see how we do. That's 60 ones divided by 30. Well, and don't get this confused, that's not 600. 30, 3 goes into 60, or 30, 60, it goes in there twice. And that's 2 ones. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this 2 ones, and I'm going to bring it over into here. I have 2 ones. Now we need to find out how many groups of, I need to find out what 2 groups of 27 are. So I'm going to take my 27, I'm going to multiply it by 2. I can do mental math on this one, but 7 times 2 is 4, and 14. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 54. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to find the difference. 7 minus 4 is 3, and 7 minus 5 is 2. I have a remainder of 23. I can't make another group of 27 out of 23, so now I need to go ahead and I need to check my answer. Let's do 32 times 27. As we're getting into bigger numbers and more complex problems, it's even more important that we're checking our answer every time. I'm going to do 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 is 22. 20 times 2 is 40. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, I just got interrupted, so I'm going to hopefully jump right back in here. So I'm going to add these up. 4 and 0 is 4. 4 and 2 is 6. And 6 and 2 is 8. So I have 864. And I need to add back in that 23. And geez, I'm kind of getting off kilter here. And 4 and 3 is 7. And 6 and 2 is 8. And that is 8, and I have 887, and that matches up with this 887, and so I know I'm all good. Okay, just to recap, we had 887, and we're dividing that by 27. We took a look at just the 88 here, and took a look at that and said that we would turn that into 90 tens and 30. So we took 88 tens and divided that by 27. We would turn that to round and estimate into 90 and 30. And we got a guess of 3, and so we tried that out. We did 3 times 27 to get 81, and we found the difference to be 7 tens. We took our 7 tens, we couldn't do that, so we brought down our other 7. We had 77 divided by 27. We took that, and then we rounded and estimated that to be 60 divided by 30. And got 2 ones as our guess, and so we put that into there, and we got 2 times 27 was 54. We brought that up and over and in, and we found the difference between 23. We couldn't make another group of 27 out of 23, so we put that up as our remainder. We multiplied, we added back in the 23, and we got a correct quotient, a correct whole of 887, which proves that our quotient of 32 remainder 23 is correct. Phew. These are big problems. I got big problems. Okay, the last one, 839. And this is going to be divided by 41. Okay, let's put this into a standard algorithm. 839. And we're going to divide that by 41. What we're going to do is take a look at the first 2 here. I can't do 8. It's 800, and I can't divide 41 by 8 without regrouping. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in my 3 here. And so now I have 83. I have 83 tens, and I can divide that by 41. So I'm going to go ahead and say I have 83 tens, and I'm going to divide that by 41. Now I'm going to round and estimate because that's just going to be easier. And so I'll round this to 40, and I'll round that to 80. And if I think about that, 40, 80, that's only 2. And so it's going to give me 2 tens. I'm going to take that 2 tens. I'm going to pop it back over into here as my estimated quotient of 2 tens. Whoa, wrong color. Man, I was doing so good. 2 tens. 2 groups of 41, I can mental math that one. 2 groups of 41 is 82. And that works out well. And so now I have 110. Well, I can't do anything with that, and so I need to bring down a new regroup. I'm going to bring down my 9, and so now I have 19 ones. Well, looking at that, I mean, I can't do anything with that. I have 41. I can't put 19 into 41, so I guess I'm done, right? If I can't do it, then that's going to leave me with a 0 there. Okay, can't do it, can't do anything, and I am stuck with a remainder of 19. Okay. This one's a little bit different. See how that worked? So now let's go ahead and check our answer. Let's do some checking. We have 20 groups of 41. So let's do 41 times 20. And that's going to be zeros. And 20 times 10 is going to be 20. And 2 times 4 is 8. And I'm going to get 820 as a product. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add in my 19. And I can do that easily mentally. I'm going to get 839. And that adds up to my original whole of 839. So I know that I'm all good. Let's go over this one too. Just to recap, I had 839 divided by 41. I took the 83 first, and I said 83 tens divided by 41. And I rounded that as 80 tens divided by 40, and I got 2 tens. I took my 2 tens, and I put it into my quotient, my guess. I multiplied that using mental math to get 82. 2 times 41 was 82, right? And I put that in here, 82. I found the difference of 83 and 82 to be 1, or 110. I couldn't do that, so I had to bring down my 9, and I got 19. When I got 19, I realized that I couldn't do anything with that. I can't divide that by 41. So I stuck with that as a remainder, and I made sure to put my 0 here to show that I couldn't do it. I have 20 with a remainder of 19. I multiplied 20 times 40 to get 820. I added back in my remainder of 19 to get to a final answer of 839, which matches up as my original whole, and I know that my answer is correct. So this lesson is really all about taking your number, your dividend, your whole, and just starting out by taking a look at one digit at a time. If you can't do this one, then scoochie on down and do both of these two. Okay, and you do that 83 tens, and then you get an answer, and then you get something you get a difference, you get a piece that's still hanging out there, and then you add in, you regroup and bring the other one in, and then you figure that one out. You get something, you get a quotient with the remainder, you check it, make sure it's all good, and you're moving on. It's just kind of a step-by-step process. So you guys, I think you guys are doing great on this. If you have questions, please post them. And thanks for watching, and good job. Keep it up. See you later. Bye-bye.